Hello, my creepy creatures of the night. Welcome back to Spooky Month on Blooming Theories podcast. It's week 2, and tonight we're meeting 6 spooky monsters. Yes, monsters. Because these are the terrifying teachers of the night that raise us in the shadows and slap us with lessons we didn't even know we needed. So grab your pumpkin spice, hide under the covers, and let's see what these monsters are telling us about this week. I want to make it clear that I am not a licensed professional. Everything I share on Blooming Theories comes from my personal beliefs, my lived experiences, and the lessons I've learned along the way. My goal is to reach people who have walked through similar things, to let them know they're not alone, and to hopefully bring understanding not just for them, but also for the partners and loved ones who walk alongside them. The Headless Horseman. Through misty woods and moonlit roads, the horseman rides without a head. His lantern glows, but his endless search never ends. Lesson. Obsession with the past keeps you stuck. Shadow lesson. What parts of yourself are you still chasing? The horseman shows us the cost of not releasing regret, shame, or lost versions of ourselves. We all know this story. Bloody Mary. Whisper her name into the mirror and she appears. Her face twisted, her presence heavy. The reflection never lies. Lesson. Words summon energy. Shadow lesson. Your reflection holds the wound you try to hide. Mary's lesson is to face your truth, because that what you don't face will keep haunting you. Not to sound like an uncultured swine, but this one is the Mothman, and honestly, I've never heard this one, so I'm kind of excited to dig deeper into. A winged figure with red glowing eyes appears before disaster strikes. To some, he is a curse, to others, he's a warning. Lesson. Fear is not always danger, sometimes it's guidance. Shadow lesson. Fear points towards growth. The Mothman reminds us to ask, what is my fear trying to show me? Dracula. In a dark castle, the Count waits, immortal, charming, but forever hungry. He feeds on others to keep himself alive. Lesson. Protect your energy, not all hunger is harmless. Shadow lesson. Dracula represents dependency and energy drain. Where are you giving your life force away? His shadow asks us to set boundaries and stop feeding what weakens you. The Banshee. In Irish lore, the Banshee's cry is heard before death strikes. A piercing wail, not to harm, but to warn. Lesson. Grief has a voice, it must be expressed. Shadow lesson. The Banshee shows us the shadow of suppressed grief. What tears have you silenced? Her lesson is to let yourself cry, mourn, and release before the pain becomes a scream inside. The Wendigo. A creature born from greed and hunger, the Wendigo wanders the frozen woods, forever empty, forever consuming, never satisfied. Our lesson from the Wendigo: greed and overindulgence will never fill the soul. Shadow lesson. The Wendigo forces us to ask, where do we consume without ever being satisfied? Whether it's love, validation, or material things, his lesson is that true hunger comes from within, and only healing can fill it. And that's a wrap for week 2 of Spooky Month. 6 monsters, 6 shadow lessons. The horseman says stop chasing the past. Bloody Mary says face your reflection already. Mothman wants you to listen to fear. Dracula says quit letting people suck the life out of you. The Banshee just screaming for you to cry. And the Wendigo says maybe stop being emotionally hangry. So until next time, my haunted souls, keep your garlic close, your energy protected, and remember, every shadow has a monster waiting to teach you something.